Hey everyone, this is Michael again, and we are live. Welcome to episode 10 of the Bell Call podcast. And joining me is, of course, my co host who is finally back from his hiatus. And it is Noah Kasa. Noah, what is going on, man?
What's up, man? It's good to be back. Sorry, guys. I've had a lot of stuff. I have my show. I have the monthly show that I do with my other buddy, and then the Hallmark podcast. And Mike can tell you, oh my God, I've been slammed. I've been slammed with interview after interview after interview after interview, edit, and then work, and then edit, and everything. But we are back.
It's been a long 3 months.
Yeah.
I think the last time we did a live stream was WrestleMania predictions.
Yeah.
That was the last time. But really, I'm glad that Noah is back. And for episode 8 and 9, you can go into my videos. Dattila, Rangers of Wrestling, filled in for Noah for those 2 episodes. So when Noah can't make it, from aside from work or the podcast that he does, Dattila will take over. We'll fill in for him. So we could just keep the podcast going.
Yep.
So, but if Dattila fills in, we're just going to pre-record the podcast, and then when Noah's available, we will go live.
Mm-hmm.
So, but we are here to discuss our thoughts on WWE Unreal, which came out Tuesday on Netflix, which I binge watched the 2 episodes on Tuesday, and then 3, 4, 5 yesterday. So we'll get into that, and then we will discuss finally our predictions for SummerSlam, which is this weekend. Which this is going to be the first 2-night SummerSlam event, and yeah, I have my thing going here. That's why I don't know if you heard the echo, but yeah, we're gonna get into that. Which I am looking forward to SummerSlam. It's gonna be in Jersey, which I originally wanted to go to, but those ticket prices skyrocketed like $700, $800 just to sit there.
Yeah.
That's TKO and WWE for you.
That's why I will probably not go to a show unless they come to Columbus and it's relatively cheap. Because the Raw I wanted to go to, I'm sorry, I'm not paying $70 for the highest nosebleed in the damn building. That's ridiculous.
And plus,
for a subpar show, no.
And plus, Cena wasn't there.
No, he wasn't there. That's the reason my family was going to go, was to say goodbye to him. We aren't going to get to say goodbye to him in person in the audience, but we will at home.
That's good. Same as me.
Yep.
Our buddy Luke is in the chat. What's up?
What's up?
Trenchy's in the chat. What's going on, Trenchy? Do you guys think SummerSlam needed to be 2 nights?
We will get into that with the matches.
Yes. And before we get into all that, I have an unboxing here that I got from WWE Shop. And the only reason why I got this is because I am going to Monday Night Raw on Monday at Barclays. So at least I'm going to that than SummerSlam, because it's just right over the bridge from me. So it's best to do that. But yeah, I ordered this I think on Monday during Monday Night Raw, and it came today. And so here is my shirt here. We got Rhea Bloody Ripley, mommy there.
Mommy.
I had to get it because I am a huge Rhea Ripley fan. And she is so over with the crowd.
Yeah.
I like how it says brutality on it.
Does it have anything on the back of it at all, or no?
No.
No? Okay.
Just the standard blank back shirt. But yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
This is my second Rhea Ripley shirt. I have another one though, but I like this one. I got it, on shop because they were doing that sale thing, like where you type in the code and you get it for like 20% off.
Yeah. I don't have a Rhea Ripley shirt, but my grandma got to pick one shirt out for Christmas, and she chose it's the one with her where she's looking over her left shoulder with the championship. That's the one
one.
Yeah, she wanted that one. She's very odd. She wants the superstars on the shirts. Because she's the type of person where she goes out and she wants everybody to say, now who's that? And she'll go into this 20-minute thing about who they are and what they've done. You don't watch the wrestling? It's her favorite thing in the goddamn world. I mean, it's her favorite thing in the world.
It's all of our favorite thing in the world.
I mean,
me and Noah are huge movie fans, and we're wrestling fans as well. We eat, sleep, and breed movies and wrestling.
Yep. And speaking of wrestling,
WWE is too expensive now. It's less for the common folk and more for rich people who half of them probably don't even care. Yeah. So what were we going to say, Noah?
I was going to say, let's head into Unreal, because I like you, watched the first 2 episodes when I got up that morning. So I literally woke up on Tuesday morning and I'm like, you want to know what? I've got some time before work. So I watched the first 2 episodes. I got off of work and I watched the last 3 episodes. I binged that all in one day. And if you know me, I don't binge shows in one day. I'm not the type of person who will. Tons of people sit down and watch a brand new show on Netflix within a weekend. I can't do that.
But you know what's good? This was only 5 episodes.
Yeah, it's 5 episodes, and also they weren't overly long. Mm-hmm. They were only like 55 minutes tops.
The 5th one was 1 hour and 4.
Yeah, and with it being on Netflix, there's always 3, 4, 5 minutes of credits, which is always nice, because then you're like, okay, let's knock off about 25 minutes just with the credits. But let's get into this quickly. This is a show I've been looking forward to, because we have never seen this from the WWE, where they let you inside the door. Sure, we've gotten it on the DVDs and documentaries, but they choose what goes in there.
Yeah, this was full in depth of what they do behind the scenes.
We've never been inside of the writer's room and them just pitching ideas and pitching ideas and pitching ideas. What I'm glad they did, I was not for a Cena heel turn until we saw it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then I saw the way they were going. I'm glad The Rock did not get his way. And yes, this will be in a spoilers. This is a spoiler talk here, because we can't talk about this show without doing it.
Yeah,
because it's already happened.
Yeah, before you get into it, I just want to say that I'm going to do a full review of this series, which I do hope it gets a season 2.
Mm-hmm. So let's start off with this. The Rock wanted to do something different. He wanted Cody to say no if he chose not to become The Rock's champion. If he did, they really didn't lean into that storyline too much. They're leaning on what ifs scenarios up to that point. If not, it was going to be The Rock taking out Cody and Owens being the champion. That's what was going to happen. How that was going to work with the storyline that they were telling, I have no idea. To me, you would have overdrawn the storyline out between Cody and Kevin Owens. We already had it for 2, 3 massive shows.
Yeah.
And we already had the Winged Eagle title. That we already had that. We already had a ladder match. We already had a double turn from Owens. It was something where I'm like, okay, we shouldn't do this. I'm glad they didn't go that way. The only way you could go, you swerve everybody. And they swerved us all. I knew that Cena might turn heel, but it depends on what happened. Back at the Elimination Chamber, I told you that something was going to happen. I said that Cena was probably going to turn heel. But things had to happen. And what had to happen? He had to stay in the ring. He had to be in the ring for it. As soon as Cody's music hit, I'm like, okay, here we go. Here comes the heel turn. Rock came out. I was 100% sure here comes the heel turn, and I was right. Great little story with that. Cena seemed to be okay with it at the time. You can tell during his heel run, he hasn't been enjoying this as much as he should be. This is his retirement year.
And the matches have felt like very slow.
Which we found out why, though.
Yeah,
we found out why.
Yeah, it's that old school wrestling vibe to it.
But also, his body can't do a full year of like 30 to 45 minutes anymore. Mm-hmm. He can't do that. And also, in the film world, he can't do that. Because I'm sure that the studios are in contact with Hunter and Nick Khan and being like, hey, he can't get hurt here because he has to shoot this movie and do this and this and this. So they kind of piece around what moves to do. But that was very interesting. Rhea got a lot of screen time, which was nice.
I like that.
Rhea was your main woman that you got a lot with here. A lot with.
And I liked how, they said that, their real name and they go by, Rhea Ripley, like Triple H ends up going, I'm Paul Levesque. I go by, Hunter. I go by Triple H. I go by H.
Trips.
I thought that was pretty cool.
And what I laughed my ass off with was John Cena's.
I'm John Cena. I go by John Cena. My name is John Cena.
John Cena. And I'm like, yeah. Well, yeah. With Rhea Ripley, they go into it a little bit more. They did the idea of taking the title off of her, which I still think was stupid. I still think it was really stupid. I know that you were fine with it because it gives Io a championship. I said, but then that kind of makes Mania meaningless. Because in a way it was. They meandered around the fact, Rhea isn't going to be in it, yada, yada, yada. She's on the flipping chairs. She's on the motherfucking chairs already.
And I thought Mania this year was terrible.
It was not a good show. However, what we did get was a phenomenal triple threat between Rhea, Io, and Bianca. That was a really good match.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that match.
That was really good, but this was all about the lead up. And the lead up that we got here, Rhea, you can really see that they believe in her. They believe in her as the top star of the company in the women's division for many years to come, as told to her by Triple H. He literally says she is the future of the women's division. She can't get any higher. You really cannot get any higher.
She's fully high.
Yeah.
On all that stuff.
What I didn't care for is that the fact that we didn't focus on enough people, I don't think we focused on enough people. I think you could have done something a little bit interesting with a Logan Paul in there. Give us a little bit of a real look at Logan Paul.
Yeah, the only thing that you saw was at the Rumble. You know, with him there. And then I show Speed. And then you go backstage and he shows the cut to Logan Paul. And Logan Paul's like, oh!
And I thought it was so freaking so full of himself too. Hey, let me just get you a Prime.
Yeah, let me get you a Prime.
I'll get you a Prime and you'll be okay. Like a Prime is medicine. I'm sorry, I'm not going to support Prime. I've never drank a Prime and I will never buy a Prime. Because I've heard it's awful.
I had Prime once and it's okay. Not something I would get all the time.
No, it's not as good as a Gatorade.
Yeah,
and you don't get as much. So, but my brief thoughts on this, I liked. We got a lot of inside scoops. I liked going inside of the writers' room, inside of Gorilla.
Yeah, I like that too. Where it showed Gorilla and how the way it's built, every week. I thought that was pretty cool. I liked the stuff that goes behind Gorilla, where you have like the producer of the match, Triple
Yep.
H's in there, Bruce Pritchard's in there. Sometimes the producers like Jason Jordan is in there. I liked how we went into the writers' room and how everything is discussed, and they put all like the matches that they want to plan on a whiteboard. I thought that was pretty cool, and I didn't know that Paul Heyman was part of the writers team, because we saw him in like I guess the Rumble, like them booking the Rumble.
Yeah, which I do want to speak on a couple more things though. That Rumble, on paper, it seems like a stupid idea what they were pitching to do. Making both 29 and 28 go over the top rope and having a Chelsea Green walk out and win the match. On paper, that sounds stupid. Then we saw the reaction to her winning the United States Championship. That's what we want. We want these moments. Give us something we've never seen before. How would it have gone over with the crowd? We don't know. We don't know. That was a good idea. Leaning into that, though, the winner was Charlotte.
Yeah.
That was fine because that elevated Tiffany Stratton. What I did like is that we got a little bit of the behind-the-scenes look at that infamous off-script jab that they both did.
Yeah, which that I'm glad that they found that out, that she went off script.
Yeah,
I do kind of wish that we got like her going to apologize to Charlotte about that, but we didn't see that.
I liked the fact that we didn't, though, because Tiffany wasn't really a focus of it. I think they wanted it on Charlotte. However, if we get there's nothing happening right now where I think you really could do anything to do a season 2 until we get to next year at Mania and then set that all up. But right now, what I like the most is that we found out that Tiffany's still learning the ropes. She was still learning the ropes because Charlotte, I think she went off script too, but they didn't want to acknowledge that because she's Charlotte Flair.
Of course.
However, how much of a hand does WWE have in this series? I don't think they have any. I don't think they have anything to say.
I think it might run by maybe maybe TKO, Triple H,
Maybe.
Nick Khan, and the people that are in the episode, like Rhea Ripley or Charlotte Flair, John Cena. I guess they got to run it by them.
I think that the most of the stuff goes through just Netflix because they filmed it, they edited it, and they put it up there, which is fine. That's perfectly fine. I think that's a good idea because if WWE put anything out like this, I mean, sure, we've had some backstage stuff with a Table for 3 show, which I really enjoyed those.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite was Ride Along. I loved Ride Along.
Those were pretty fun.
Now I wish they were more than 22 minutes, but
This is why I kind of miss the WWE Network.
Man, I miss the WWE Network. That was the best $10 ever. And now I'm like, where's the DVDs?
Yeah, which they're not going to produce any more DVDs.
Which, yeah, that sucks because you and I have massive collections.
Yeah, and I kind of wish they would have released WrestleMania from last year so I could get my hand on it because I was there.
Yeah,
I would like to own it because I was a part of that great show.
I have both of the shows that I was at. I got Money in the Bank 2015 and Fastlane 2018. So I'm glad I got those. But yeah, this show is doing really well on Netflix. It's not often that something like this goes a couple days without going at number 1. However,
did it make it in the Netflix top 10?
Yes. The last time I'm going to look right now. The last time I looked, it was at number 5. But when you see what's at the others, it makes sense. So right now,
I'm glad it made it into the top 5.
right now the number one TV show is The Hunting Wives. That's more of a female driven type show. Untamed, yeah. What really makes it is the true crime. True crime, which I'm not all that into. I'm not into the true crime stuff. The Conversations with the Killer, the Son of Sam tapes is number 3. Amy Bradley is Missing is number 4. And for 2 days in a row, Unreal is at number 5.
That's good. I'm glad it's in the top 5.
Will it last?
I would
We
think
will
so.
see. I think it has maybe through next week before it gets out of there, because there's not a lot of shows coming out until we get to, of course, the 6th with the first drop of Wednesday.
Mm.
But
yeah, that's why I think it'll change.
Everyone's clearly watching it.
Mm-hmm. It proves it right there.
Now, one thing before we move on, right? I've seen a lot of criticisms, right?
Yeah, I was about to mention that.
What criticisms have you seen? Because I'm sure we've seen the same damn things.
yeah. Like, oh, this is gonna ruin kayfabe. I mean, like, kayfabe has been dead for like a number of years since social media. You know, there are people that post videos, and some of the superstars are out of character, taking photos with fans, you know, and talking with them. Look at Karrion Kross. The recent I saw was Karrion Kross. He was with the fans, and everybody was chanting, "Let's go, Kross." And he was just taking it in with the fans. So it proves that kayfabe is not what it used to be now.
Very few people live with their gimmick.
Yeah, very few people live with their gimmick. Like the New Day, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. I've seen clips of them in character. MJF from AEW, he's pretty much in character wherever he goes.
Yeah, but I think that's just him in person. I don't think that's a character. I think that's just him.
No, I actually got a photo with him, and yeah, he's in character most of the time. But yeah, I've seen this comment here. Josh Carlos 98 says Triple H is brown nose in the show.
I don't think so. I really don't think so.
I don't think so either.
If he was, it would have been on Peacock, where they have more control. Mm-hmm. But hey, to each their own. If you didn't enjoy it for what it's worth, then that's fine. For me, I enjoyed it because as a wrestling fan, there's very few things like this now. It's mostly we watch the show, we see the spoilers, we see the news stories, we see this, we see that. I really don't think he was brown-nosing the show at all.
No, I don't think he was either. And he was on WFAN in a recent interview talking about WWE Unreal, where he kept saying, this came out yesterday, he said, and I quote, "People that are fans of our business are just as fascinated with the behind the scenes of what we do as they are seeing it take place in the entertainment that it provides in real time. The people that are complaining about us lifting that curtain and showing people behind the scenes are mostly the people that are already talking about it anyways. They're on podcasts, they're debating it with their friends, they're already there talking about all of it." So, you know, that's what Triple H had to say about the criticisms that people are complaining about WWE Unreal. And he's right on this, you know, because there are people, you know, talking about it on podcasts and, you know, saying their opinions on the show. And they're debating it like, oh, did you like it? Did you not like it? So it's different opinions and people are already talking about it.
And you know what this is ultimately trying to do? Build the fans.
Yes.
Build an audience. Because this is something that does it. With the NFL, they don't need to build any more fans. Their fans are already in. Wrestling is hard to get into. Because
and it may not be everybody's cup of tea.
No. And if it's not, then that's fine. But there's been many times where you and I have both been through this. We wore a wrestling shirt to school
Mm-hmm.
or out somewhere. You know that's fake, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
all the time. All the time.
But one time I actually said this. So you think that Star Wars is real? You think that the Marvel heroes is real and Peter Parker is swinging through New York City? And they're like, no. I'm like, well, it's called a show. It's a show.
Exactly.
Multiple sports are put on. I mean, sure, the boxing most of the time isn't put on. This, yeah, it's probably a predetermined thing, but I'd like to see you take a steel chair to the back and not say it hurts.
I like to see you go through a table.
Yeah, I would like to put you in the sharpshooter,
Mm-hmm.
which I have done. I've done to somebody, and it hurts. But yeah, let's move on to
and even whatchamacallit. Even like people say, oh well, it's scripted, it's fake. Well, yeah, you would say that, but the injuries that they sustain, they're real. And
exactly.
you actually see footage
Yeah,
of that. Where WWE, I remember WWE.com used to show all that. Used to show like the how the injuries of certain superstars got. They used to show the surgery and everything.
mm-hmm.
And yeah, that it's real, folks, with the injuries that they sometimes sustain. But in closing, WWE Unreal, really loved the show. I thought it was very good. I hope that Netflix renews it for season 2 because I enjoy this stuff. I enjoy us going into the writers' room, something that we never seen. The stuff that they do in Gorilla, controlling the show, and just saying, "Oh, cut to him," see if he's all right.
Yeah,
We got to speed this up and get to the end of the show, like get him in a lockup, and we see all that. That's what I want to see more of.
exactly.
So if you have not seen WWE Unreal, and if you're a fan of pro wrestling, highly would recommend this show. So with that being said, we are moving on to our predictions for SummerSlam, which SummerSlam is going to be taking place Saturday and Sunday this weekend. It's the first ever 2-night SummerSlam, which I like that it's a 2-night SummerSlam.
Yeah.
There are some people that say, oh, well, WWE, since they have 2-night WrestleManias, oh, is this going to be the norm now where we're going to be getting 2-night SummerSlam, 2-night Survivor Series, 2-night Royal Rumble?
No. I really don't think so. I think this is saved for a Mania because with Mania, this is a massive build. With the Royal Rumble, it wouldn't make sense to have a 2-night Rumble because you're there for one reason, to start the road to WrestleMania, and the road doesn't go 2 ways.
Exactly. Yeah, but this is a test for WWE. If this does well, if a 2-night SummerSlam does well, then they're going to take up on it, and then they're going to make it a yearly thing.
Yep.
Because it's one of the big four. It's one of the big 4 pay-per-views or premium live events.
Yeah.
So, but we have a total of 6 matches on night 1, and from the looks of it, this is a pretty good card for night 1. Now, this is going to be held in New Jersey at MetLife. And sadly, I won't be attending SummerSlam. I was thinking about, attending it, but then, like I said, I was looking at the tickets. Tickets were, up in price. I didn't even pay, that much that they were selling for SummerSlam with WrestleMania last year.
Yeah.
I only paid like $500 for my ticket for WrestleMania last year in Philadelphia. So, but this year, it's TKO and it's WWE trying to raise the price. Like they want to get to that level of UFC price tickets.
Exactly.
But here we go. We have the first match here. We have Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill for the Women's Championship. Now, Tiffany Stratton, I'm a fan of her. She is a star. She has a lot of talent. She's good on the mic. I know there are some people that want to put her down and say, "Oh well, she said this," which I'm not going to get into. But there was like a conflict that people were saying where she was kind of disrespecting colored people, but that wasn't the case. It's like these fans in the IWC want to just take it up and turn it into a narrative.
Exactly.
But this is going to be a good match to me. Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill, yes, she could be a little bit better in the ring. The potential is there for her. It's just that, to me, Jade Cargill, she needs a little bit of more work. I feel like, like I said, she's good in the ring, but it's the same in-ring technique that we've seen her do when she was in AEW.
Mm-hmm.
But
that's my thing.
But this match, I'm gonna have to go with Tiffany Stratton. I think Tiffany Stratton's gonna retain the Women's Championship. So, Noah, what do you think?
I agree with you. Tiffany should win this. I think that Jade should be better in the ring. I mean, it's not like they do. It's okay. It's not like the Vince run years where they did a Raw, house show, SmackDown, house show, day off. Because at least in house shows, the women got better and better and better and better, where they did the same match night after night. So Jade should have time to, I don't know, train at the Performance Center. And I'm sure she is. But how many years has she been in wrestling?
I think 3 or 4 years.
How many years has Tiffany been in there?
She's been there, I have to say, maybe 3 years tops.
When Tiffany's the better wrestler, she was part of a recruiting for NXT.
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't all that good in the beginning, but then again, the indie wrestlers are never all that good. She wasn't even an indie wrestler. She got a tryout. They saw her look. They saw that she had the body, the looks. They saw that she had that sass in the mouth on her. We need to get her in wrestling and training. And they trained her. They trained her to perfection. Jade, I think that we need to have a Bayley, a Naomi, a Charlotte take her underneath their wing and get her in that ring and get her ass training. Because
Just Carlos says 5 years for Jade. Okay.
5. Okay. But here's the thing. She's not getting better in the ring. The AEW years, that was not on her. That was not on her.
And she made her debut against.
Didn't have anything.
She made her debut in AEW with Shaq. You remember that?
Yeah. And they decided that it would be a good idea to bring her to the main roster. Bad choice. You stick her in NXT because even those girls are better than her. The ones who are just starting.
I agree that she should have went to NXT. It was too early for her to go to the main roster.
Way too early. Now, other wrestlers, we can say that same thing, but they've gotten better over the years. Every match they get better. They get better with the promos. Her promos haven't been any good, and the only notable storyline she's had that's even worth a damn is with Naomi. And it seems like they're going back with that already. It seems like they're already teasing that more and more and more. And I'm like, stop giving me Naomi, Jade Cargill, and Bianca Belair. Take all 3 of them out the situation. Put them someplace else, okay?
Yeah, we need to move on from that.
But Tiffany needs to keep this because I think if you want to build her as a top star, which they're doing, you keep this on her until next year's Mania. I think that's what you do. Or have her get cashed in on and turn her heel. Turn her into a monster heel. That's how you do it.
We've seen Tiffany to turn heel?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've seen it in NXT. We've seen it in NXT. They could do it. and she was a good heel down in NXT. Although at first when she came in, she had like that popular like I'm from Beverly Hills thing where she's like, Daddy, you know, they hit me like that, and then they changed her gimmick, which
Yep.
I really like that they gave her a gimmick change, because if she would stick to that original gimmick that she had,
She would have been gone.
I would have been not a fan.
She would have been gone. If she kept with that gimmick, the fans would have got annoyed. But yeah, we both say Tiffany Stratton retains the championship.
Mm-hmm. Now here we have Randy Orton teaming up with Jelly Roll to take on Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. Now news came out that Drew McIntyre was stuck in the UK, I guess because of visa issues. But apparently he was brought back. He is brought back into the US. He actually came back, and he's ready for SummerSlam weekend. And he even posted a video of it on social media. So everybody was speculating that if Drew McIntyre wouldn't show up to SummerSlam and he was still stuck in the UK, that The Miz was going to fill in for him. And I would not have liked to see that. I mean, who would want to see The Miz teaming up with Logan Paul once again? We already seen that before.
With no build-up.
Yeah. And you know, if they couldn't get Drew McIntyre, I'd be like, just cancel the match either way and have it some other time. Book it for the next PLE.
Or give us a Jelly and Logan.
Yeah,
or Jelly and Logan.
Or just book it for a future Saudi show. Because this match screams a match that you would see on a Saudi show. But I'm gonna have to go with Randy Orton and Jelly Roll to win this. I think that they're not gonna have Jelly Roll lose this because he's big, he's mega over in the music industry. I like some of his music. Mm-hmm. They're not gonna have their big music celeb that they brought in here to lose to Logan Paul out of all people, and to Drew McIntyre. And Randy Orton is mega over. Everybody loves Orton. Whenever he comes out, they're all singing his song. So I'm going to have to go with that. I'm going to have to go with Randy Orton and Jelly Roll. Or otherwise, maybe we get an Orton heel turn here where he turns on Jelly Roll.
I'm going to save that. I'm going to go with the Orton and Jelly Roll win, but we'll get into a heel turn later.
But yeah, this could be an okay match, but it feels like a match that you see in Saudi. Next, we got Gunther versus CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship. Now, this is going to be a very good match here. You have two guys that are great in the ring. You have Gunther, longest reigning champion, and you know he's very good in the ring. He's over with the crowd. A lot of people, you know, like they boo him, but you know he has that heel heat that you know everybody likes. You could definitely tell in years to come that Gunther is going to be one of the best guys to ever work in the business of professional wrestling. He's going to be on everybody's top favorites list. I think everybody's Mount Rushmore in the years to come. I mean, Gunther is just absolutely great in the ring. He knows very well the business. He's very smart in knowing the business inside and out. And you have CM Punk, a guy who, you know, everybody loves. He comes out, he gets that big pop. Everybody sings along to his theme music. Everybody loves to see Punk. So with this match, I'm going to have to go with Gunther retaining the World Heavyweight Championship. I think it is just too early for CM Punk to win the championship. I think he needs to have a little bit more build into the fans believing that he is going to win the title. I just think that they need to build Punk up more so that the fans could really believe that he is World Heavyweight Championship worthy. So I'm going with Gunther. So what do you think?
What I want to see is Punk. I think you could tell a good story here. Because right now we have 2 heel champions. And with what I think is going to happen on the other night, I think that this should go to CM Punk. But I believe what they're going to do is Gunther. Gunther, it's a little too early to take it off of him. But I don't think way early. I think he's held this long enough where give him another year and a half and then give him like a monster run. Give him a monster run. Give him a year and a half with this championship. But Punk, he doesn't have a whole lot of time left. If you're going to put it on him, he hasn't had a main event match like this in a while. Yes, him and John, yeah, but we knew that Punk was going to lose that one. And yes, he main evented night 1 of the Mania show.
Mm-hmm.
That was for a championship. I want Punk to win this. I don't think he will. I think he's gonna. They're gonna go with Gunther, but I'm good either way. We will see what happens, but I expect this to probably be one of the best matches of the night.
I agree. Thank you, Josh Carlos 98. Thank you for the super chat. He said, Seth Cashin, we're getting work, brother. Yeah, that's been going around. That in one of these matches, Seth Rollins is going to return. He's going to cash it in. But I think we'll get to that. We'll get to talking about that because it's going to be my prediction on when and if Seth Rollins comes and cashes in. So we'll get to that. Next, Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez versus Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss for the Women's Tag Team Championship. I don't care about this match.
I do.
Really don't. Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, the only reason why they paired Alexa Bliss with Charlotte is to just get Charlotte over. It's the Charlotte Flair agenda and politic for Charlotte Flair backstage.
I don't think it's that. I think what they accidentally did is they accidentally got her over. She was not meant to be this cheered.
Yeah, but I said that the only reason why they paired them up is because they want the fans to forcefully to cheer for Charlotte.
Which it's working. It's working though. Everyone is buying it.
It shouldn't be working because I find it absolutely disgusting that they're doing this, and they just want to have people just cheer for her and get her over. I mean, she's a good wrestler, but to me, overrated.
I personally think that it's nice because she's a likable guy now. She's likable now. Where every other time we've seen her, they've tried too hard. With this, they didn't really have to, because you have 2 monster heels with the Judgment Day, and with Bliss, I think it's time for her to get a tag team run with Charlotte. I think this works. I like their jokey side. Those t-shirts are great. I really like those because they're simple, but I think that Charlotte and Alexa should win this with a caveat. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
They don't win it. No. They should win it if Liv Morgan comes back and screws over the Judgment Day. And then you start that whole thing. Then that's how you do it.
And I know why you say that is because SummerSlam is in Liv Morgan's hometown.
But also, we've seen the beats starting to hit with all the background. And Hunter doesn't do anything small. What JD has been doing is he took Liv out and put Roxanne in Liv's place in the video games, behind them in the matches. We've started to see a little bit of like a flirty thing between her and Dom. I like that. Give me more of that. Because if you bring Liv back, you can start to build Roxy as the monster heel, and Raquel can go off on her merry way. Because if you give a Liv Morgan and a Roxy, they're still relatively young. You can have your monster turns. Because Liv will be a babyface. Roxy will become a babyface at some point. She's just too young not to.
And we all know when Liv Morgan comes back, she's going to be a big babyface.
Yeah.
That crowd is going to erupt.
I think that's what should happen. If not, I still think you give it to Charlotte and Alexa. Because if you want to make people happy, give them some sort of a new champion. Some sort of a new champion. Because on the rest of night one, there's not another shot to give anything else. Because if you go through it here, there's nothing else that could happen on night one. Tiffany should keep it. Gunther's probably keeping it. If you go with the standard thing of everybody just retaining their championships, what is everybody going to say? It's a boring show. It's a predictable show. If it's a predictable show and you get what you want, then you're happy. If you're sitting there and you're like, okay, like, oh, yada, yada, yada. Tiffany Stratton versus Jade. Okay. Tiffany wins this. But I personally think it should go to Flair and Bliss. I need that change. I need that change because the Judgment Day is starting to get a little bit soft now. Soft now because their heat's starting to go down a little bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Charlotte and Alexa. I see WWE putting the women's tag team titles on them because of how over they are, and I just think that the women's tag team titles, even though they're kind of useless, and there's not enough women tag teams, there, I'm gonna have to say that Charlotte and Alexa are going to win it. So that's my prediction there. Trenchy says, and look, I find Charlotte overrated too. I don't think this is politics. She originally got over in this tag team. This odd couple shit is money twisted flair is what the tag team division needs. I love the Flair and Bliss tag team. I'm loving their odd couple dynamic. It's money, dude. I hope they win. They probably won't, but I don't want Bliss to turn on Charlotte and go with the Wyatt Six.
I really don't think so. Putting her with the Wyatt Six is a massive downgrade. Yes, she uses a Sister Abigail. But putting her with the Wyatt Six would be a bit
out there.
Because now, how do you get her in there? What is she actually going to do? You take her out of matches now because Nikki Cross doesn't even wrestle anymore. She's there to basically look creepy, wear a mask, and that's basically it. She barely fights anymore.
I like to see Nikki Cross back in the ring. I think she's good in the ring. Been a fan of her since Sanity.
Yeah, same.
Next is Roman Reigns and Jey Uso versus Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. Now, this is going to be, in my opinion, the best match of the night because I like what they're doing here. We saw on Monday Night Raw Roman and Jey Uso being taken out by Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, where Breaker ended up spearing them through the barricade, and Bronson Reed taking Roman's Jordan shoes and wrapping it around him. I think how this happens when he comes out, when Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed come out, that Bronson Reed is going to be wearing those sneakers.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be fighting with them. Now, in my opinion, I see Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed win this because they're doing a good job building them up, with Paul Heyman accompanying them, and Seth Rollins. I think they're doing a good job with this faction here, which we still got no name of this faction. I don't know what's taking them so long just to name this faction for them.
I think they were going to until Seth got injured.
Yeah, injured. But yeah, I'm going with Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed to win this match. So, what do you think, Noah?
I'm going to go the opposite. I want Braun and Bronson to win this because I think that's the best opportunity. But I think that Roman coming back just to lose would be a bit of a waste of time because he's not going to be around. He's not going to be around. So if he's coming back to lose and then coming back to lose again and then lose again and lose again, it becomes sort of like the old version of John Cena, where he came back every few months to about a year, he'd lose the match. Yes, he's putting over people, but the issue is you don't need to put Braun and Bronson Reed over anymore because we've already you and I have seen from the very beginning when Braun Breaker was in NXT, he was going to be the next main roster star who gets called up and rocketed.
Yes.
I mean, he's going to be rocketed. He will be the next 15 to 20 years of the company.
Yeah, he'll be the next face of the company.
He will be 100%. I'm going to go with Roman and Jay, but I want Braun and Bronson Reed to win this. I think that makes the most sense.
Yeah, because they're already established. They established how they are, how they're working in the ring, and everything. And I think that they're doing a very good job with that. Trenchy says, I don't care about this match at all. I like all the guys besides Jay, but I just don't care. Next is Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross. Now, if Kross wins, Sami has to say the words, Kross was right. If Sami Zayn wins, Kross must say, I was wrong about Sami. Because, all Karrion Kross has been doing is these backstage segments where he's going to Sami Zayn and saying, oh, you're not right for this. You'll never win a championship again. That's basically what they had for Karrion Kross. We all want to see Karrion Kross in the ring, and we got it up until what? I think it was 3 weeks ago.
Yep.
Yeah, that's how long Karrion Kross has been out of the ring, and I have to go with Karrion Kross to win this because I think Kross needs a win. If he doesn't get a win, I think this is it for him because from rumors I heard that him and Scarlett did not re-sign with WWE. So if Kross loses this to Sami, then it's over. He's gone probably after this.
I agree. I think, though, that if they have him lose, they'll have it be in the clean way and have it be a fantastic match. But I think what you do then is he secretly signs and he gets fully bald again. And then he comes back as a monster heel and becomes the monster that we once saw him as.
Now, I would like that.
I think we're going with Kross here. That makes the most sense because Sami, he doesn't have a whole lot of years left in the ring. I don't think there's a place for him to win the championship. I mean, we've seen him win some championships. I think he's won plenty of championships to keep him happy. But I personally think that it's time for Karrion Kross to shine a little bit because he is one of the most entertaining parts of the entire company right now. He's one of those overstars.
And people are over for him. You hear all the crowd in the shows. They're like, "Oh, we want Kross. Let's go Kross."
Exactly. They want that, but I'm going with Karrion Kross.
Trenchy says Kross needs to go over, and I hope they don't let him go. And he says, I don't want this to be Kross's swan song. But yeah, night one is looking pretty good on paper here. So I think this might be a good night one. Now night two, we go into let's say the John Cena Cody Rhodes match for last,
Last.
because we all know it's going to be the main event.
Yep.
Let's go into the Wyatt Six versus Andrade and Ray Phoenix versus DIY versus Fraxium versus the Motor City Machine Guns versus the Street Profits in a 6-pack TLC match for the Tag Team Championship. Now, I hope that this match starts off night 2. You want a match to open hot. And I think this is the right match for night 2 to open with. Because you have the Wyatt Six, who just won the Tag Team Championships recently, and Dexter Lumis and Joe Gacy by defeating the Street Profits on SmackDown. I see potential with Dexter Lumis and Joe Gacy being having a lengthy reign with the tag team titles. I like that they finally gave, 2 members of the Wyatt Six the titles, which I think that was the right decision, because we all seen the Street Profits win the tag team titles a bunch of other times. So I thought this was, fresh and new for Dexter Lumis and Joe Gacy to win the tag team titles. Andrade and Ray Phoenix, I think they're a very good tag team. They're very entertaining. They have some chemistry with each other. DIY, we're already seen them hold the tag team titles, which they did a good job in holding the titles. Fraxium, Axiom, and Nathan Frazier, they are very entertaining as well. I'm a fan of them ever since NXT. They put on banger matches down there in NXT. Motor City Machine Guns, I feel like after they lost the tag team titles, their heat has just dwindled. And nobody really cares about them. And the Street Profits, I'm like, yeah, I don't want to see the Street Profits, get another tag team championship win, because we've seen it so many times. But I'm going to have to go with Dexter Lumis and Joe Gacy of the Wyatt Six to retain the tag team titles. Give them a lengthy reign with the titles. And that's your way to go. Because if you let them drop the titles, then what was the point on putting the titles on them? And you completely, and then you're going to completely have the Wyatt Six go back to catering and not being on TV.
I'm going to go the same way as you. The Wyatt Six, I have very little to say about this. I think this should start off the show. This might be the best match of the entire night. Because it's a 6-team ladder match. I think that's very easy and likable. But let's move on to Dom and AJ Styles, because I got very little to say about it.
Yeah. We all know who's going to win this. I think Dominic Mysterio is going to retain the Intercontinental Championship, because AJ Styles, I think, won the match on Monday Night Raw this past Monday. So when you have his team that he was facing on Monday, that he was teamed up with, when you see his team won the match, you already could tell that he's not going to be winning at SummerSlam.
I'm going the same way, Dom.
Did you see the video that they posted with Dominic when he came to AAA? And
yes.
I forgot who he attacked, though, but he came out and he took off the mask and everybody went wild.
Yep.
On him. That was pretty cool. Trenchy says, I think it's going to be Wyatt's retain or Fraxium wins, because they're the only established tag team that hasn't won it yet.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And he said, Dirty Dom got this.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Next, we have Sol Sikoa versus Jacob Fatu in a steel cage for the United States Championship. This is going to be a very good match here. I like Sol Sikoa. I like Jacob Fatu. 2 guys who were once a part of the Bloodline, and they're now going face-to-face with each other. I'm going to have to say that I think it could be time for Jacob Fatu to win the match and win the United States Championship, because he's over with the crowd. And, when you're over like that and the fans love you, that's gonna be, your established win there.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to go with Jacob Fatu. I think they're gonna put the United States Championship on him.
I fully agree. Solo hasn't done anything with it. I'm not really interested in the story. I want to get away from Solo and Jacob, but I'm going to go with Jacob winning this in fantastic fashion.
Yeah, and hopefully we get away from seeing Ellie Knight and the Bloodline again. I'm like, how many times have we gotten that? It's like we got in that same match throughout the year already.
Yeah.
So it needs to go on Jacob Fatu. The United States Championship needs new blood, and I think it's going to go on Jacob Fatu. Next is Becky Lynch versus Lyra Valkyria. No disqualification, no count out, last chance match for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Of course, if Becky wins, Lyra can no longer challenge for the Women's Intercontinental Championship as long as Becky is the champion. Now, I am looking forward to this match. I like Lyra. I think she is very good in the ring. I think that her time on the main roster, she has gotten better in the ring than what we saw her in when she was in NXT. Her mic promos still need a little bit of work. And Becky, as the Women's Intercontinental Championship, the only reason why that they put the title on Becky is to get the Women's Intercontinental Championship some star power, because I guess they figured that Lyra as a champion wasn't doing no goods for the title. But I'm gonna have to go with I'm gonna have to say that Becky is gonna retain here. And I say Becky retain is because I think we might get Bayley coming out here. I think we might get Bayley costing Lyra the match, and Bayley turns heel right then and there. Then at least to Becky retain the title, and then we'll go into Lyra versus Bayley.
I fully agree. Very little to say. My same thoughts there. Bayley is going to cost this match, and Becky keeps it. Lyra should get it. I think she's wildly over with the crowd now. She's wildly over. But the women's match up next will be the best women's match of the entire weekend, hands down.
Oh, of course. Of course. Naomi versus Rhea Ripley versus Io Sky, triple threat match for the Women's World Championship. I love what they're doing with Naomi. This is the best version of Naomi that we have. And this is better than the Glow Naomi. By far. By far. I like that she is now the Women's World Champion, which she rightfully deserves after, her turn heel and just how over her character is. I'm going to have to go with Naomi retaining the title. Rhea Ripley, she already held the Women's World Championship, so it wouldn't make sense to put the title back on Rhea. I think at some point down the line, Rhea might get the Women's World Championship again. Io, I say that Io, in my opinion, has done nothing with the title. But I'm going to have to go with, let me just rephrase that. Io Sky, when she was the champion, she did pretty much nothing with the title. But Naomi, I'm going to have to go with her retaining the title because she is over, and a lot of people are liking this new version of Naomi.
I'm going the same way. Rhea will get the championship multiple more times. I think she'll probably be a 7-8 time champ by the end of her run. Naomi needs this. It's way too early to take it off of her. Let this heel run just run through it. Run this into the ground, and then have her make a massive return as a babyface, because we ultimately know that that's what's going to happen. But Naomi to retain.
I agree. Trenchy says Solo retain with the help of Corn on the Cob and and a Hawk Dog, man. Now he said Lyra better win this. I don't think so. Naomi got this. I think Io is going to eat the pin because of Rhea overprotection. Yeah, I agree. I think Io is going to eat the pin because you don't want to have Rhea take the pin because she is mega over. We all know that. Mm-hmm. And so we get to John Cena versus Cody Rhodes for the undisputed WWE Championship in a street fight. And we all know this is going to be the main event of night 2. This is going to close out the show. And I think this is going to be pretty good. Although I have my hopes very low for this because of how slow-paced John Cena matches have been. I think that they have been pretty boring. But I do hope that this match picks up steam and we finally get a good John Cena match in his final run. And who wins? I think that maybe we get Cody Rhodes winning. Maybe, I have to second guess on that. Maybe John Cena is going to retain because we may see The Rock come there. We may see The Rock at SummerSlam, hopefully. Rock comes and, maybe he has John Cena retain the title. Maybe he does something to Cody along the line. Or maybe we get this. Maybe we might have John Cena turning on The Rock if The Rock is there. And have Cody beat Rock. I mean, Cody beats Cena. So, with this being said, yeah, I'm going to have to go with Cody here if that happens. And maybe, just maybe, if Cody wins, Seth Rollins comes out, cashes in the briefcase, pins Cody Rhodes, and he becomes the undisputed WWE champion.
Let me raise a couple of things. Ready? Think about this. Think about this. Cody's going away for a few weeks, just like Roman, to go and shoot Street Fighter.
That's right.
So, but think about this. There's multiple ways they could go with it. They're already teasing stuff. Think back to the King of the Ring. I think that since this is a street fight, Orton could come in and turn heel on Cody and cost him the championship. That would be a nice run, because if you look back, I don't remember if there was a handshake, but there was clearly an evil gleam in his eye, an angry look on his face when he looked back at Cody. But if Cody wasn't going to shoot a movie, here's what you do. If you get The Rock comes out, acts like he's going to hit Cody or smack him with a chair. Instead, he throws the chair to Cody. You get that Cena babyface turn. You get that Cody heel turn. You get The Rock still being the final boss. And you get that double turn. Cena is now a babyface for half his run. Heel for half his run. And then the babyface. Rock gets what he wants. And that's been the plan all along, and we've all been swerved. That's what you should do. What I think will happen? What I think will happen is this. We've been seeing Cena go back and forth. He's tired of being the bad guy. He's doing it well. You can see he's acting. He's just playing the peacemaker. Mm-hmm. That's all he's doing is playing the peacemaker. So, but I think Cody could win this, but then again, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me because he's supposed to be a fighting champion. If he doesn't turn heel, then he should lose this match, and Cena keeps this because he won't be there. Who's going to be at all the shows in August? John Cena. Cena's going to be at all the shows in August. He's going to be at all the shows leading up to Paris and then on Labor Day on Raw. So I think you have him do that. If you want to do something interesting, give us a heel turn from Cody Rhodes and The Rock.
That was my
Boom.
other option. Cody turns heel.
Mike. Gotcha. Flip it. That's it. That's what I do.
Now that I agree with you on.
Because we've seen the 3. We've seen the 2, and we've already seen we got one more to go. We got one. The final one is you turn the monster babyface heel. You did it at Elimination Chamber. You can do it here. Have him be a champion who doesn't come back. Have him be everything that he was against, and have him come back with black hair.
And that would be the best to close out the show with. That would be the best moment to close out the show with. Get fans interested in that, and get that talked about. The next day, like, oh, did you see Cody Rhodes turn heel? And get all that going. So it could turn into a mega moment, just like how Cena's heel turn at Elimination Chamber was.
Exactly. And if I remember right, he wasn't on the SmackDown afterwards. He wasn't on the Raw or SmackDown afterwards. He turned heel. He went to film the movie.
Yeah, and if that happens with Cody, that's going to be the same thing.
And the thing is, sure, Cody isn't the main character, though. Cena was the main character. And it doesn't say in his contract that Cena is going to fight every single time. You can do everything. But here's where I think that Cena is probably going to win this. They're already putting out stories about AJ Styles, John Cena, WWE Championship at Clash in Paris. We've heard that for months. I think that's your best option. If you want to turn Cena babyface, do it. But also turn Rhodes heel. Have him keep the championship. Turn them both. Turn them both. Because we've already seen those teases. We're already seeing them turn a little bit. But I'm going to say that Cena keeps this because of what I've been seeing. If The Rock comes out, then Cody's turning heel. If Randy Orton costs Cody the championship, we get a heel turn there. But if you want to rub it in just a little bit fucking more, then you have that heel turn. Seth Rollins, if he is in fact okay, if he's not injured and if he's able to go, have that just switch go off. Yeah. Cash in on Cena. 1, 2, 3. You got Cena as a babyface now. You got Cody as a heel. You got Orton as a heel. Do all of that. Then you switch everything up. You switch everything up and you get everything you ever wanted in one night.
I agree with you on that, on all that. And then you could have like a faction there.
You could.
With Cody, Orton. So, and then you have another guy with them. Who that third guy will be, don't know.
Go with The Rock. I mean, you might as well go with The Rock. And then if he's okay with the company, but that all leads up to that. But yeah.
But it's The Rock that's got to make all like the decisions.
Yeah.
He's a member of the TKO board.
Exactly.
No, it's like no wonder why, we had to wait a long time for that WrestleMania 40 documentary. Was because of The Rock.
Yep.
And thankfully I didn't watch it. It was because all that documentary is to get The Rock over. That's why I simply avoided that. And I'm disappointed in hearing that because I would have watched that documentary because, I was there at WrestleMania 40. It was a great event. But for them to change it and then put all this on The Rock and just make it all about The Rock, that kind of disappoints me.
Mm-hmm.
So, but overall, night 2 looks like a good card. I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, well, this is going to be like a this SummerSlam Night 2 is going to be like a TLC card, like a card that you would see on a TLC premium live event. But you know, you got your stipulations
and you're ending feuds, so you need them
to feud, yeah.
be big.
But yeah, we got confirmation of the Wyatt 6 last week on SmackDown. That match for the TLC match last week.
Yep.
Because originally I thought that it was going to be long on night 1. But I'm like, all right, since night 1 has 6 matches, I'm like, yeah, I don't think they're going to do 7 for night 1.
No.
So I was like, yeah, it can't be on night 1, so it's got to be on night 2 because they have 6 matches for night 1 and 6 matches for night 2, so it's even there.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's all for the SummerSlam predictions. Let us know your predictions in the comments down below, and here's the comments here. I got Cena. I don't think his run is over, but I like Cody. I want him to win, but I don't think Cena is done yet. I've been hating Cena's matches. Yeah, there's a reason why his matches haven't been good.
And I think there's 2 reasons for that. 1, he can't do it anymore. 2, I've already been saying that he said he's going to ruin wrestling.
Yeah.
So that's what he's been doing.
And in his promos, he was saying that, where he's like, I'm going to ruin wrestling.
And what has he been doing?
He's ruining it.
You see why?
Mm-hmm.
See why it's working?
I heard Cody may turn heel, which I would hate. I wouldn't hate it.
It depends on what they do with him.
Yeah, it depends on the creative that they do with him and how it's executed. Because he's been a babyface for so long, since his run in AEW and since he came back to WWE, he's been a babyface. I think it's time for a fresh, turn for Cody. He kept saying Randy's a good idea. I don't think Cody turn heel is the answer. And The Rock is too unpredictable to have involved. He starts storylines and doesn't finish them. Yeah, we seen that at WrestleMania where he didn't appear at WrestleMania. That kind of ruined that main event. I like stipulations. The ruined wrestler is no excuse to have bad matches. You shouldn't put the world title on the guy that can't go. It's a stupid idea, in his opinion.
Okay.
That's respectable. But, yeah, so that's it for our SummerSlam predictions. And this is it for episode 10 of the Bell Call podcast. Thank you, Noah, once again, for coming on. And, of course, hopefully we get back into the swing of this, whenever, Noah's not busy or, he's not doing, the other podcasts. I mean, he's a busy guy. But, yeah, if you want to, say what your podcasts are so people could subscribe to the channel so they could check you out, so promote it.
All right. So I have 2 channels. My name is Noah Kaser, so just type that in, and that's my channel. I have a movie news show that I'm going to go back to once we get probably in 2 to 3 weeks because it's back to school and I work in retail.
Yeah, great. Hopefully I could join you for that.
I have yes. I have a monthly show with my buddy Kyle where we watch and review. No, we talk and review every single thing that we watched in that month. But my main thing now is the Heartful of Hallmark podcast. We talk about all sorts of things. And our main thing is we interview the directors, writers, and mostly actors and actresses who bring you a rom-com, a Lifetime film, or anything in media. My newest one was just with Alexa Penavega from Spy Kids, Hallmark, a new film on Lifetime called Before Your Father Finds Us, which was also directed by my good buddy, director Jason Bork, who I just uploaded his interview tonight. I have other interviews coming that were on my channel.
So make sure you check that out, guys.
coming out, and there's a lot more coming out. I work very hard on these. It is a lot of fun. It's not easy to do it. It's really not. It's a lot of work on my part. And also, we have our Instagram. So if you want to follow me on Instagram at Noah Kaser and at Heartful of Hallmark, no spaces, check that out, and we will support you guys back. You follow me, I follow you back.
There you go. So make sure to check out those channels, guys. Give them a subscribe. And if you like what you see, leave a comment on his videos, like his videos, and spread the channels around. Let's get Noah into his Hallmark channel growing and getting big, so he interviews more actors and actresses on that. So, and of course, you know where to find me right here. I do WWE reviews, Monday Night Raw every Monday, SmackDown every Friday, movie reviews, DVD Blu-ray 4K updates. I have old school commercials on my channel. I do, of course, live streams with the Bell Call podcast here. And also going to be doing a review of WWE Unreal, full in-depth review of, what I thought of the episodes. And SummerSlam review, probably, I don't know if not going to happen, though, because I got invited to my friend's house to watch night 2 of SummerSlam. So that's going to be cool. And then I got the Monday Night Raw vlog that I'm going to be doing, which I am going to Monday Night Raw on Monday. So the vlog will probably be out maybe Wednesday maybe. So I'm really looking forward to that. But once again, thank you, Noah. And thank you all for watching. And until the next video, we'll see you all later. And give the video a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe. So we'll see you all on the next episode.